It's 10:08 a.m. on April 6, 2021. Today is the fourth anniversary of my first effort to contact the State Bar of Texas on a formal matter regarding how I had, at that time, recently been released from a 10-day illegal detention that legally qualifies as a form of kidnapping, during which time, on exactly March 27th of 2000. Let me make sure of this. No, it was, yeah, the order was issued on March 27th of 2017. I just learned that the Congressional Research Service published a report about allowing for credit concerning military service to be applied in civilian retirement systems on the 3 year anniversary of what would have been the issuance of the order justifying my detention, which was done completely fraudulently and illegally. I met with the lawyer. She refused to discuss matters with me after that. She took my paperwork and refused to return it. I have nothing to say to the State Bar of Texas, except that I stand behind what I already put on the record. Technically, by the letter of the law, including law that was evaluated at the highest court in the land, the State Bar of Texas qualifies as a communist organization. It is dangerous. It is violent. It seeks to undermine the well being of the people of the United States by sabotaging the government. I have no evidence that it has done anything in comportment with actual constitutional process, whether it be the federal constitution or the constitution of the state of Texas. All the evidence I have, on the contrary, is that it created itself as a select cabal of elitists that intended to rob the people in order to consolidate power within a bureaucratic apparatus that gives special favors to those who will pay them using assets that have been stolen from others. That's the only evidence I have in any way, shape, or form concerning the intentions or activities of the State Bar of Texas. Now, the State Bar of Texas is beholden to the legislature of Texas. As a matter of fact, in 2017, it was before review of the Sunset Commission for its viability. And I understand at some point, within 2 years after that review, there was a decision that was undertaken, an administrative process decided on by and approved by a commission associated with the Supreme Court of Texas to allow a process of engaging new members in a different bar. You know what that sounds like? What the State Bar of Texas and Texas lawyers, along with other lawyers, aided and abetted as intentional processes of defrauding the military retirement system for going on 40 years. And I contend there was an overt communist conspiracy, primarily composed of and comprised of lawyers, and that they have selectively determined who was allowed to have access to due process for the last 40 years, contingent upon a demonstration of loyalty to their ideation of what it meant to commit to a communist conspiracy. Again, I have no evidence to the contrary. And more than that, there are underlying securities that determine the solvency of that bar, as well as whatever would be identified as a professional credential associated with one so identified as licensed to practice law and in comportment with laws that are actually completely unconstitutional. Why did no member of the State Bar of Texas issue constitutional challenges to the completely egregious violations of the Texas Constitution that have happened just within the last 3.5 years that I bared witness to on site in Texas? Laws masquerading as some sort of tax policy or tax incentive, or something having to do with a process of a ritual performance that are 100% in violation of the Constitution of the state of Texas. Not one member of the State Bar of Texas, as a lawyer or as a judge, issued an appropriate challenge to this abusive process. Is it because your loyalty to your conspiracy is greater than your oath to the people? You are members of the judicial branch of government, you have completely repudiated the Constitution by virtue of your membership in that organization. You were already warned. You were already warned officially in early 2018. There would be consequences for this continued infamy.